Hey guys, welcome to Coffee Combos.
Hey, Kale.
Hey, here we are again.
That was like the peppiest "Hey, Kale" that I've
ever done. Yeah.
Yeah, in the history of Coffee Combos.
But why are you so excited?
I'm so excited because I feel like we have been waiting on this episode
for 105 episodes.
Correct. What are we doing?
We're interviewing Larry,
the executive producer
of Teen Mom 2. Welcome, Larry.
That was so like in unison.
That was a really good. Yeah. Hi, Larry.
That was a really, really nice introduction. I didn't expect that.
I don't think you ever expected to really be on Coffee Combos podcast.
Never while I was growing up.
Did you grow up in the last 2 years?
When I went to school, or even in the last 2 years. No, never.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for inviting me.
So what does it feel like?
To not have a call time to do any of that.
I wish that my deodorant was antiperspirant, because right now
Are you sweating?
Are you sweating
I'm
because
sweating,
you're
but
nervous?
it doesn't smell. Yeah, like I have that nervous sweat, but the deodorant part is covering it, but it's not the antiperspirant part. So it's the beads are dripping down the sides and going down into my these
love handles.
Love handles, yeah.
Right, we just did an interview with Dr. Miami, and I'm sure he would take care of you.
I would love to go and spend a week down there and get myself all.
Do you think your wife will listen to this episode of Coffee
I hope
Combos?
she does.
Yes, I absolutely think so. No, I do.
That's a no.
No, she will. But no, the problem is she texted me that I better not talk about her on Coffee Combos.
Oh, okay. We won't talk about her.
Okay.
So we have
She's
been
a nice
getting
lady,
restrictions.
Okay, so we do things a little differently than Teen Mom 2 here, right? Like, typically we have a schedule and, I don't know, we promote good relationships and
we do weird stuff on
good
here.
Conversation, right? So we want to talk to you about how I am your favorite cast member of Teen Mom 2. No? You can admit it.
You are all my children.
Yeah, but there really is a thing of people that have favorite kids.
I'm the favorite kid.
You
I
feel
have
like-
to be.
I think we have a great relationship.
Right.
And there is actually, I know there's some things in the past that have tested trust, but I think that we've maintained a good trusting relationship throughout.
So when I call you about...
No, you've got to take it back from how this started.
Okay. How did I get picked for Teen Mom? First of all, so I apply for... Did you work on 16 and Pregnant?
Since the pilot.
Okay. Why did I get picked for 16 and Pregnant? Like, how did I get picked? Do you know? Or is that not... Do you handle it after the casting is done?
Exactly. So the casting gets done, and then it is handed over to
the producers.
Production. Yeah.
Okay. So then did you guys pick what was going on from the 16 and Pregnant cast to Teen Mom 2? Like, did you guys have any type of say, I guess, in what girls got picked to Teen Mom 2, or how did that work?
I don't get that kind of say.
Because I just want to know how I got picked.
She's always wondered that question.
I
Actually,
say it
we
all
talked
the
about
time.
it before.
I could connect you with all
don't
the
know.
people that might know that answer. But
Well, I can't interview them on the podcast, and if I did, I don't think it would be...
So what we came up with was that Kale got picked because she was the season finale.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And
So
so
if
her
I had to
numbers were
guess...
good.
Right. So my ratings were probably good if I had to guess.
I would like to think that it was more than that.
Okay.
You know?
I'll take it. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, the listeners who don't know who you are, you're one of the executive producers for Teen Mom 2.
One of, yes.
So with that title, you get to be a therapist and a dad and a boss all in one.
It's a very unique job in television.
So how do you balance your home life with work? Because our lives never stop going, so therefore you guys can't stop producing TV. So how do you do you know what I'm saying? Like balance the time.
I think I've figured it out kind of well. I mean, I go home at the end of the day like anybody else, and when I'm not traveling and on the road, and go see my family. And
yeah, but I
hang
call
out.
you and you're like, hey, I'm at a hockey game with the kids. Hey, I'm at dinner with my wife. What do you need? Hey.
Right.
And if I'm calling you at random times, surely everyone else is.
It's true. I get a lot of phone calls.
Who calls you the most? Is it Kale?
He looked right at me.
Yeah.
Kale's, right up there. That's the truth.
She has you on speed dial and favorites.
Yeah, and I don't think there's that many of you that call me kind of as much as you do, which is and I don't mind it. It's just, but it's manageable. It's not. I don't.
So
I
not
don't find
everyone
it
calls you like I do. Who do they call?
I don't know. I don't think everybody.
Oh
does
my
that.
God, I'm so sorry. I always make a joke out of it, but like if I'm really the only one doing it, then I feel bad.
No, Kale always says she's calling Larry.
Well,
No, you're not the only one, but
I call you the most.
You call me. You're right up there in the highest percentage of phone calls.
When we went to this past reunion, you didn't get to see it, but one of the like stage managers or whatever production managers had a shirt, and on it said, "That's a Larry question." And it's like everyone knows that Larry has all the answers, and if he doesn't have an answer, he's going to go find it immediately.
So that's why Kale calls you, I think, because she likes to get a direct answer immediately, and she doesn't like to go through like
12 people to get the answer.
And I like to give a direct answer immediately.
So
as soon
she
as I
goes
can
to the
get
source.
But then also, I think that people love Larry for whatever reason. Like, even when he's just standing there with Morgan on the show, I've seen you on OG. Mm-hmm. And everyone's just like, who's this guy? And they just end up loving you, and they don't even know anything about you.
It's sweet. I'm flattered. I don't know what to say.
So wait, how did Teen Mom even come about? Because I don't think I even know the story.
I don't know the story.
My understanding is that it grew out of that 16 and Pregnant series, which is where you all started. Mm-hmm. I think, just generally speaking, the audience really, 16 and Pregnant can only cover so much time. It covered the time from when you were pregnant till right after you had the baby and a few months thereafter. Mm-hmm. And so I think the whole audience it was like, wait.
It's like you get invested, and then
but it's like, what happens after? What we want to know more. What happens next year? What happens? And so that want was it was overpowering, and so I think that's where Teen Mom was born.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone anticipated Teen Mom or Teen Mom 2 to be in 10 years later on TV.
No,
I didn't.
No, and you know what? People message me all the time saying, "Why is it still called Teen Mom?" Because they're not teens anymore. And it's like weird because I think it's like a branding thing, right?
No, I think it's deeper. I think it's because you kind of you started this track as teenagers. And so from that starting out of the gate, you started at a point where your lives were different than others that started their lives in a different way. And that kind of continues forever, really. So it's not...
It's like we started as teen moms, and this is where we've landed.
Right,
since then.
Right. These are the results from being a teen mom, and everyone has handled their. That's what I think's made the show so great over all these years is that every one of you, even though you all had the same basic situation, you were all pregnant at a young age, it was unplanned. The ways you've all dealt with it, from the people in your lives to support systems and everything, have all made your stories unique, and so that's what continues, and that's why the show's still called Teen Mom. I don't think it's really just a branding thing.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah,
because people ask that all the time. Like why do they still call it Teen Mom when
it is hard though with the branding being Teen Mom. Like now that you've explained it, I understand that, but at the same time, I do feel like some of us are very like typecasted, right? Like it's always, are you Teen Mom? Not like, are you Kale? And like if we try to branch out, it's like some brands and some networks don't want to work with us because we were Teen Mom and we're still on Teen Mom. And if it was called something else, I feel like people would give us a chance.
Like you feel like you're trapped in your past.
Like I'm trapped at 16 and pregnant to some degree. Like, yes, we have been able to branch off in other avenues to some extent, but a lot of times they're like, oh, that's Teen Mom.
Right. But those places that actually will look a little bit deeper and consider you and consider kind of how much you've grown and where you've come from and maybe look at it that way, those
everybody's
are the places
going to have an opinion about
exactly.
stuff,
No, I know. I'm just saying in our experience, like I feel like I've experienced that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so as you all know, I've been so busy, and even though Jackson is in school, I don't even know where the time goes. Luckily, I have found OpenFit, which brings incredible workouts to your living room and makes it easy to invest in those busy days.
OpenFit takes all the complexity out of losing weight and getting fit. It's a brand new, super simple streaming service that allows you to work out from home from the comfort of your living room in as little as 10 minutes a day.
I know. I love working out in the convenience of my own home. I can work out with amazing trainers like Andrea Rogers, founder of worldwide sensation Extend Bar, and the newest workout, Rogue Around the Edges, with 6 of the most badass stunt women in the business. Not sure that I know what I'm doing, but I'm trying.
Right, and I love the fact that it's affordable, accessible, and I can see the results within 30 days. I can even bring OpenFit wherever I go, since I can view it from my computer, my web-enabled TV, tablet, smartphone, and even Roku. OpenFit brings classes to you.
Do you want to increase your energy, put a pep in your step, and overall feel better inside? Lose up to 15 pounds in just the first 30 days the right way. I especially will be focusing on this during the holiday season.
Same, and into the new year too. OpenFit has changed the way I work out, and if you text our code COFFEE to 303030, you can join us on our fitness journey, personalized just for you.
Right now, during the OpenFit 30-Day Challenge, our listeners will get a special extended 30-day trial membership to OpenFit when you text COFFEE to 303030.
You will get full access to OpenFit, all the workouts and nutrition information totally free. Again, COFFEE to 303030. Disclaimer, standard message and data rates may apply.
Wait, so when did you guys decide to break the fourth wall?
That was a couple years ago, I think.
A few years ago already.
Like,
I don't know.
Who made that
the
decision?
exact. I
Was
think
it the
was
network or?
No, I think it was a group decision on how to. The show's been on for a long time, and so, and what's so awesome about this show and unique, I think, about this show is that it has spanned almost a decade.
No,
with the
definitely January's Isaac will be 10.
Yeah. So,
and y'all watched
right.
me birth him.
Correct. So, which is unbelievable to see.
10 years.
And so to see that with the same cast pretty much for the most part on one show is pretty incredible and rare.
Yeah.
And so I think that, I forgot where I was going with that. But.
The fourth wall.
Oh yeah.
In order to keep it like fresh and new, I think
I think you're right. I think that's kind of what it was. Cool. Is to kind of come up with. I think at some point we also changed the cameras,
right?
Because technology changes, obviously. And
like over 10 years, think about how much stuff changes.
Well, I mean, not for nothing though. We become so close with our producers that we're actually telling them things in real life. So when you're producing a show like this and something is happening in real time, the first person you're going to tell is your producer.
And it's kind of awkward if, like,
you have to ignore them.
Yeah.
Right. It's like,
that's weird.
What are you saying?
Because that would be kind of fake if, like, you just could not even kind of contemplate that you were actually on a TV show. I mean, and your lives are so much about all of the things and opportunities that have become available to you because you've been so brave all these years in telling your story. I mean, books, podcasts, like you've really,
Oh, I've credited the show for those opportunities. Like, if it wasn't for the show, I wouldn't be able to do all that stuff. Right.
So, I mean.
So, if you, in a perfect world, where would you see Teen Mom going? Would you see it continuing or changing? Or would you do you think that any of the girls will get spinoffs? Or because people are not paying for cable like they used to, what does that look like in terms of not just Teen Mom, but like all reality TV?
That's a good question.
No, it's a great question. I just don't feel like I'm the expert in these areas to be able to.
But I feel like you're a lawyer, a dad, a boss, like you're all the things.
But if I could have, but I'm not the president of the network.
But is what I'm saying. Like, you have knowledge.
Right. I think that the show, as long as there continues to be an audience for the show and there continues to be a strong audience and a strong following, that I think the show continues to evolve. I mean, as all of our lives continue to evolve, we'll keep mimicking that,
But would you think there would be a point where we would just be online?
I don't know where. I would never have thought years ago that there would be this many platforms to be able to catch the show. So I think it's better now than ever before, in just that there are so many different. You can enjoy the show on your schedule.
Right.
I mean, that's what's amazing. I mean, you enjoy this podcast on your schedule.
Right.
Like, that's it. So everybody can go about their lives and still enjoy the show. And it's okay if you have a plan on Tuesday night. You know what I mean? It's like you're not going to miss out like you would have 10 years ago.
Our society has evolved in such a, people don't do things on schedules, I feel like, as much as people
like there's more flexibility.
Like there's more flexibility with everything. So I think it's nice to be able to have like the DVR and
online.
Online, and to be able to tune into a podcast like whenever you want to listen, and you can start from the first episode all the way until like whenever. I think that's so cool.
I think
weird.
so many of the fans of the show and your fans then get to tune into this podcast. It's like a natural extension almost, in that they get to hear, you get to see just a few minutes of you on the show each week. If you think about it, the show's
I
only
think it's like 4 minutes or something.
Right. Well, whatever it is, it's a small amount. So then your fans get to come over here and listen to, both of you kind of talk about your point of view and expand in ways that the show could never cover on its own.
And I think too, with Teen Mom, a lot of things that we hear, that we get in direct message when we get to read them, people say that they feel like Kale's different on the podcast than she is on the show, but people also have to remember that you're only given like 2.5 minutes or something,
like 3 to 4
minutes per week.
But
so
also,
like how much can you really,
when I have to talk about certain things, I'm instantly like giving pushback, right? Like I don't want to talk about it because I have to talk about it. When I want to talk about it, then it's easier, right? Like on the podcast, I could say anything I fucking want and I don't have to worry about.
Just like that. And it gets aired.
So in a perfect world, what changes or like improvements do you think that we would make to Teen Mom 2 to make it better? Like what could you see us doing to improve? I think we should go on like a vacation with the kids and get all the kids together for a
I think everybody,
special.
There is no one that does not love all the times when the children are on, like whether it be reunions or in the episodes.
My favorite was the Mother's Day special, like 4 years ago. That was my favorite. It was so fucking cute and funny. All the kids were so funny, and I was like, I love it.
That's so cute. And I feel like they can relate to each other on different levels than they can relate with other kids because they've all been
grown up on TV.
Like, just like y'all have.
But I also think that the few minutes of where the kids are put in, it gives everybody that few minutes of comedy relief. But what they're also tuning in for in this show is the fact, and since 16 and Pregnant the day one, is this sense of bravery, the sense that they know that they're going to watch the women on this show speak out and talk about certain things that they themselves are uncomfortable to talk about in their real lives.
Right.
And through this show, I think that you've empowered women and families to have conversations, because sometimes it's easier when they sit down to watch people and talk about their situation, and then it naturally becomes something where they can like lead into, and it's about themselves, an uncomfortable topic. Telling a family member that you're pregnant.
I just watched Kayla tell her mom that she was pregnant on Young and Pregnant. I watched it because it came on after Teen Mom 2.
Yeah.
And I always watch the live, like 8 o'clock airing of Teen Mom 2 instead of the link that I get that day, because I like to live tweet with it. And I watched it and I was like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, this is so uncomfortable. But then I was also like, she's probably actually helping a lot of people.
Right, yeah.
Like telling your mom you're pregnant again after.
But I think that's what you struggle with a lot with everything, because you feel like your guard's up whenever you do it, but then you've said in hindsight, whenever you see some of the stuff, it was hard to like watch back or
like opens wounds that were never.
Yeah, but then you feel like you helped somebody. So if you helped one person,
then I did my job.
Yeah.
Kale, I can't even believe how obsessed I am with my new Brooklyn bedding. It has been so cold outside, and at the end of the days, there is nothing more that I look forward to than getting in my bed.
Oh, I know. And when you spend 1/3 of your life in your sheets, you want to make sure you're so comfortable. I also wear their ultra soft loungewear, which makes it seem like I never actually get out of bed in the mornings.
Oh my gosh, yes. I got the black set, and the sheets not only feel great, but they look great too, coming in a variety of colors and different patterns. Their mission is to make you feel comfortable, and they have definitely succeeded with that. And I know what I will be getting my friends and family this Christmas.
I know. They have so many different amazing products, from towels to bedding to ultra soft loungewear to shower curtains, bath mats, and other luxury products without the luxury markups. Brooklinen has received over 50,000 five-star reviews and counting, so it's definitely worth a try.
Lately, I've been raving about my Brooklinen. Do you like softness, comfort, essentials to help you relax? Brooklinen has it all. I couldn't recommend their products more for the holidays, newlyweds, graduates, or treating yourself to the house upgrade that you deserve. Get 10% off and free shipping when you use our promo code COFFEE at brooklinen.com. Again, that's BROOKLINEN.com with promo code COFFEE for 10% off and free shipping. Brooklinen is so confident in their product that all of their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty.
Do you think that you guys would ever bring Jenelle back for that reason, to talk about the things that she experienced in her most recent relationship?
Look, I have no idea where those things goes. I can't answer that. I don't know how to. I don't know how to answer that question right now in a
politically correct.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not in my. It's not something that's on my plate to be able to make a decision of, and I don't want to comment on something that I have absolutely no control over.
Plate. Yeah,
yeah, I have like zero. It has nothing to do with me at all, so I can't comment on that.
Wait, I do have a question. So when a few girls have gone off of Teen Mom and OG, how did the picking for the new girls come on?
I guess that's a good question. Like, how was Cheyenne picked versus like Mackenzie? Because Mackenzie, she already was like part of the Teen Mom franchise before, but Cheyenne wasn't. Mm-hmm. So like, how does that work?
I don't know in each specific case how final decisions of who's cast on a show. It's not made. But I can say that in each particular case, there is a story that is different, mm-hmm. that is real, that is timely, that also is asking that kind of the woman whose story that is to take kind of this leap and mm-hmm. share that in a very unfiltered way.
Right.
The good, the bad,
right.
the ugly,
mm-hmm.
And every part of that. And I think that that's one thing that connects all the women on this show, is that they've all been willing to do that in their own separate ways.
Right.
And that's what's connected. So I don't think it's so much looking at the backstory or who was exactly how old they were when they got pregnant, all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, no, we weren't talking about details like that. I just think it's
I don't think there's a right or wrong answer.
No, yeah,
it's just,
at all.
I think a lot of people want to know, like, how did that person
the selection
get picked?
process?
Like, there was X amount of girls on 16 and pregnant, and these 5 got picked, and then some girls dropped off.
I just want to know why I got picked, because I don't think that my everyday life is that interesting.
But nobody that's on TV
thinks
that their
but
everyday
you
life is
have
that
here. I don't know why specifically, and why specifically 10 years ago is not specifically why now.
Maybe I wouldn't have been picked if it was casted today.
I don't
know what I mean?
I don't know about that. Here you've got 3 children
by 3 fathers,
with 3 fathers, with 3 separate schedules of having to work with each father in some sort of manner, mm-hmm. and the relationship with each one of them is completely different,
right?
And that appeals. I shouldn't say appeals is the wrong word. That connects with a lot of different people out there.
Can I just say that I have met more people with 3 baby daddies than I could have ever imagined in the last 1 to 2 years. Yes.
They message you?
No, I've physically met them in person.
Oh, wow. And do they just come up and say, I have 3 baby daddies?
No, they show up in my life.
Oh. Maybe
and I'm like, this is way more common, and it shouldn't be, but also
yeah.
Okay, wow, I'm not the only one, but I'm the one that's getting crucified for it.
Do you feel like you judge yourself harder because you're on TV and because people see it than you would in your life if you hadn't ever been on TV?
Yes.
You feel like you would just live and not really...
Well, I also am really super critical of myself because I already know what people are going to say. I don't want to film certain things or say certain things or do certain things because I know what the viewers will say. Mm-hmm. Have you gone down any rabbit holes about what people say about you online?
No, because I never look.
That's so good. I need to have that energy all the time.
That's some strong will,
right?
Larry.
I never look, but for you, I think it's got to be a little bit more stressful in that there's got to be I produce the show, so I don't necessarily have to be in a sense of I have different responsibilities. I feel like you sometimes are confronted with the responsibility of I know I have hundreds of thousands, if not more, young women listening to me every week and on my podcast, and there are certain issues that I have to, as uncomfortable as they are.
I know what you're alluding to here.
No. I'm just saying, as uncomfortable as they are, there's a time and a place where I need them to. I need them to know what I went through for the purposes of, because they're listening to me and I have that responsibility.
Right.
And I know that you feel that.
Right.
And how do you wrestle? Like, that's hard to wrestle with.
No, you feel a different sense of accountability whenever people are watching you and you're putting yourself out there for people to watch. You know, I think that's a different type of accountability. I know that
That's
I've
fair.
experienced that. That I feel like sometimes the need to like overshare something because I know that it might help one person.
Right.
Like marriage struggles or like whatever, you know, whatever it is.
So on a different note, Larry, do people, when you first started this job, had you already produced other TV?
I did.
You did?
I worked on like, I did some sports stuff and
So do people think it was
worked
so
on
cool when you worked
Storm
on Teen Mom?
Chasers.
Or do they were like, what the fuck are you doing?
What was your life like when you became a famous producer?
Really, though?
Right.
Did people text you and they're like, wow, we just saw you on TV?
Yeah, now they do a little
They
bit.
do? Like people you know?
Occasionally.
That you don't
sure.
really want to talk to, but they text you anyway?
Sometimes.
Because that's happened to us. That's happened to both of us.
Not to your extent, but
Did your
every
wife
once
see
in a
you on
while
TV?
happens. Sure.
What
did
was
she
that like
think?
in your house to
Yeah,
change? Like,
because you went from like behind the scenes to in the spotlight.
I think it's wow. We're sharing Larry, and it's now it's we're sharing Larry, and now it's you know, we knew that he goes to work every day, but now we're wow, it's really out there. We are really
Do your kids think it's
sharing
weird?
Larry. No, I think they think it's funny because I let them talk to me and see it and let them talk to me about it and ask me questions. I don't want to hide anything from them.
Right.
So,
Do they think that we're all weird?
of course they do.
Right, because they're like, why is our dad on
we're
the
all
show?
adults. They're young boys. You
I know. Actually,
Yeah.
I think I was pregnant with Isaac when you were having your first son.
Second son, my younger one.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, yes, I am.
Are you sure about your children?
Positive.
Do you know how old they are?
Because I was passing you in the building
Yes.
to do voiceovers, and I think did I just have Isaac or I was pregnant, and then you were
Yeah.
literally running out and you're like, I gotta go, my wife's having a baby.
Yeah, it was
And
probably.
I was like,
it was my second.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe me too.
I was like, I don't know if I had him already. Okay, so have you heard about this company making stylish shoes for women and girls out of recycled plastic water bottles? Because they're crazy comfortable and fully machine washable.
Yes, Rothy's. Rothy's has quickly grown to the most loved Gotta Have Them brand. It's no surprise that they have nearly perfect reviews.
I know. I recently found a pair of Rothy's that I'm obsessed with, and they're black, and they're perfect everyday shoes for life on the go. They're stylish and comfortable, and they go with everything from yoga pants to dresses and skirts.
Rothy's come in an ever-changing array of colors, prints, and patterns, and they're available in styles like sneakers, loafers, points, and more. And they launch new colors and patterns every week and sell out consistently, so be sure to keep an eye out for your favorites, especially this holiday season.
It'll blow your mind that they're made from repurposed plastic water bottles. In fact, Rothy's has diverted over 35 million water bottles from landfills already, so that is so cool.
Right, sustainable and comfy. I love it. Plus, Rothy's always comes with free shipping and free returns and exchanges. No risk, no worries, no reason not to try them.
Go to rothys.com/coffee to get your new favorite shoes today.
That's ROTHYS.com/coffee for comfortable, stylish, and sustainable shoes. Rothys.com/coffee this holiday season.
Can you back up and tell me, because I don't think you've ever shared on the podcast, how you got cast to be on 16 and Pregnant?
I wrote in a 2-sentence thing.
What did it say?
I'm pretty sure it was like, I'm
Don't
living...
lie to me.
I literally wish that I could go back and find it. And maybe I can. Maybe I'll do some research tonight when I get in bed. Mm-hmm. But I literally wrote a, 2-line email. Like, I watched 16 and Pregnant first season, Amber, Caitlin, Macy, all of them. And I was like,
right.
I'm pregnant. I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I have no idea. My mom's on all kinds of drugs. Like, we don't know what to do here. So I wrote into 2 sentences on the casting call on MTV.com.
And what would it have probably
It
said?
I think it
in your
literally
mind?
said, I'm pregnant and my mom's on drugs.
That's definitely why
I
you
live in
got
a
picked.
2-bedroom apartment with my mom who's on drugs and I don't know what's about to happen. I literally think it said something along those lines.
They were probably trying to save you.
And then we had to go through all this crap, and Joe didn't believe me. I didn't believe me. I didn't think when they called me that it was real. I was
Oh
like,
my
there's
gosh.
no way. And then I had to like submit like interviews, and I don't even know where I got the digital camera because I couldn't afford one. So like I had to get a digital camera in order to take the video to submit it because there was no Instagram or like phone feature to record something.
Oh my God.
And Joe was like, I smoke to handle my headaches from kale or some weird shit like that.
Oh dear God.
And I'm
handle my headaches from kale.
yeah. So I was like,
I've had those before.
And then I remember when I got the call for Teen Mom 2, I was in Victoria's Secret in the Lehigh Valley Mall in Pennsylvania. And I was like with my friends, and I got the call, and I was like sweating, immediately start sweating. And my friends are like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know.
So you had no idea like what it was going to be?
No, I didn't even know they were doing Teen Mom 2.
So you were buying underwear when you got the call?
Yeah.
Wow.
Trying to look
Pushing
sexy.
Isaac, right. Like I was like, where am I going with this? Yeah. So, and then we started filming probably shortly thereafter.
That's nuts.
And I think I've gone through several producers, like 5 over the course of 10 years.
Are you the person that's gone through the most producers?
No.
Larry's like, yes.
I would have to sit and do the math.
I've
It's too
had
hard.
4 producers. Yep, 4. I'm on my 4th.
Yeah, I don't think.
So I don't think that's a lot.
outside of the average.
That's
And
not
like
a lot.
my very first one that I really, 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 really got along with, he left the show to go do a documentary in my hometown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I actually just saw him at the reunion, and then I introduced my producer now to him.
Wait, what was it like filming meeting your dad for the first time?
It was terrible. I'm so embarrassed. Like, I never want to see that footage again. I wish they would get rid of it.
That's never going to happen.
I know. There's some footage that I'm like, what would I have to
wish that
do
didn't happen,
to get rid
yeah.
of that footage? Like, specific episode scenes. Like, 2. 1 meeting my dad and 1 mushing hobby. Those 2 things I wish I could eliminate. Does that ever happen? Do people ever, like, later go back and, like, buy the rights to get rid of those things? Or how does that work?
No, I don't think that's an option.
Great.
Larry's like, no, in fact.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
You know, if it were, I probably would be
very rich.
trying to find it. No. I'd be trying to find out what I could buy back.
Do you
myself,
not like
right?
being on, even if you don't say anything? And also, do you get paid to be on TV, like on screen?
I can't. You know what? There are certain things that
You
I can't
can't
talk
talk
about.
Okay, fine.
But as far as liking, no, I never thought like it's fine. I'm just trying to like be
Do
a
your
team
job.
player, do my
Right.
job.
Mhm.
Wait, do you have
make everybody
Instagram?
happy.
I mean, I know you probably have
We should make
like
one
Finsta.
And name
but
it hilarious.
Oh, my goodness.
hilarious. Do you have a Finsta that's not really your name?
A what?
Finsta.
Like a fake Insta where
fake
you
it-
stalk Teen Mom.
I don't even know what a Finsta is.
A fake
Finsta.
Fake
Instagram.
Instagram.
Finsta.
Sounds like-
I know
yeah.
you have one.
I don't.
What's its name?
He's not going to tell us
I-
the Finsta.
I
you have a
honestly I didn't
real
even know what a
one?
Finsta was.
Do you have a real one?
No, I think I have. I think I once signed up because you could probably for Twitter. I think I signed up for Twitter, and I think I made one like negative comment at like a Mets baseball game, and then that was it. I never went back on because I saw it like it comes back, and it's like, oh shit, everybody
I know,
can see
it
this.
happens
And
But
then-
it was
Morgan
about
all the
baseball.
time.
It happens to Morgan
All
all
the
the time.
What?
Morgan.
Gets
he
his
gets-
ass chewed out for his tweets.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
judge. I don't care.
I sometimes like Morgan's tweets.
Well, you see, I guess that's why everyone does this. All this tweeting, it entertains the world. To me, I just see all of that's the time I come to work and then I go home, so I don't have time to then. That's where the difference is. I don't engage with
Because you don't have time. But
Twitter,
you do have 2
social.
phones.
Yes, so that because most of my life I'm traveling in a car or
On the
I'm someplace
airplane.
else or on the airplane, and so I could actually take a call, read email, or if one phone dies, I got the other. It's just it's always
So you have 2 phones.
1, 2. Yes.
Personal and then
I only have 1 number, just to
Business.
clarify.
I tried. That was the intent to have one for personal, one for business,
And
but
it never worked
just
out
never
that way.
worked out because, like, I acquired the business one after the fact, and so
Mm-hmm.
no one's going to keep that phone number. It's too big.
Kale
of a pain.
tried to do that too. It didn't work out.
I
Doesn't
have
work.
2 phones, but I don't.
Your
use-
assistant carries one.
No, she has
okay.
her own phone.
Okay.
So wait, now that the girls are like all grown up
They
and
have
I'm the
assistant-
favorite.
They have
They're like-
assistants now.
they're like doing their own things and they're like
First
growing.
of all, I have an assistant because she holds my life together and she helps me manage my other businesses, not because of Teen Mom.
Got it.
Like,
Yeah,
she doesn't
so that's
handle
where I was
anything
going.
Teen Mom related.
That's where I was going with it.
Okay. Because I don't want to give people the wrong idea. I didn't
Right,
I didn't
yeah.
get an assistant because I'm getting paid millions.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
not
That's
how
not
it
the
works.
So now that the girls are all grown up and doing like their own like life things, I guess the question would be like, did you ever see when you started producing Teen Mom that they would evolve into like some of them entrepreneurs and doing all these different types of businesses?
Fuck no.
I beg to. I'm not gonna. The answer is yes.
You thought that?
I have said to a few people, and conversations that I have said I have respect. I can see that you are going to
do bigger things.
You're going to do bigger things. I knew it and I've had those conversations, and that I have. And so yeah. So like I'm not really shocked. I'm not shocked with Kale at all. Like I think that.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said.
Oh, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. But I do think that and I'm going to go back to my thing, and you're going to tell me you know what I'm getting to, but I'm just going to say it, which is I think that as you get older and as the problems and the situations and the things that we incur as adults are different than the ones we had when we were 16, 17, and 18. And we still have that responsibility. When it's right, to
you know
be
what you're
able.
talking about? Okay.
Yep.
All right, guys, I've been using BioClarity for a while now, and I love them. For those of you who don't know, BioClarity offers easy-to-use routines with good-for-you ingredients that will just work. Their routines are made to help keep your skin looking young, healthy, and fresh using only natural and gentle ingredients. I personally love how BioClarity has made my skin feel so soft and glowy and has helped even out my skin texture. Clean skincare doesn't have to be more expensive. BioClarity creates affordable options that are healthier for you and for your wallet. So this holiday season, you can get their Ultimate Skincare Bundle, which is a $130 value for just $75.95. That's an amazing 40% deal and a perfect gift for friends and family this holiday season, or for even yourself. From the Ultimate Bundle, I personally love the Hydrating Mask, which is a revitalizing skin soak that's like a facial in a flash, and the Dewy Dew, which is amazing. It's a multitasking magic facial mist. And I also love the bundle because all the bottles are travel-size products. BioClarity really has everything you need to get clear, glowing skin, and their products are 100% vegan, cruelty-free, non-toxic, paraben-free, sulfate-free, and artificial fragrance-free. This holiday season, give the gift of glowing skin, courtesy of BioClarity, plus the products are actually affordable, and I love the Ultimate Bundle, and your friends and family will too. Right now, you can save 15% off of everything on BioClarity's website when you use our code COFFEE at checkout. That's on top of the already incredible 40% off discount on their Ultimate Skincare Bundle. That's BioClarity.com. And don't forget to use our code COFFEE for 15% off at checkout.
I think you have to decide when it's your comfort
I'm
zone.
going to talk about it.
Okay.
And I've briefly mentioned it on the podcast.
Because I think your audience is going to sit here and listen to this podcast and say, what the fuck are they talking about?
No, they know. They know what we've talked about on the podcast.
Just to clarify.
Well, why don't we just, you don't go.
We talked about a couple of episodes on the podcast about sharing stories about domestic violence. We had people send us in messages about it, and the number of messages that we received, obviously it's more common than what I think I would have ever realized. And some of the situations, I literally felt so bad for some people because I've never found myself.
I'm going to talk about my story. I just need to find the right time to do that.
And you need to find, it's when it's right. But I know that right now in this environment right now on TV, just generally, I feel like we're hearing more incidents of this in the news than ever before. And I think I don't know if it's because finally maybe through and it's a good thing. Like, I mean, I feel like people are becoming more brave to be able to talk about this stuff.
And I think too with technology, I mean, this is just like throwing something out there, but I think that now that there are like receipts that people can like prove and like back up what they're saying, I think a lot of women or men that are in domestic violence situations feel like people wouldn't believe them if they, talk about it. And then now that you have social media and access to technology and phones and like proof, I feel like more people are willing to talk about it. And I feel like people just generally want to hear like authentic stories about what's going on. And we've discussed that on the podcast before. Like,
Right.
That's when we get the most feedback from people, when you're saying something that is truly resonating with a listener because they've been there.
Right.
I'll get there.
I know. And I am happy to be sitting on the other side of the table for support when you're ready.
Can we start by not having any more fights on the reunions, maybe? Because that's domestic violence, no?
No.
Oh, it's not the same.
No, I think domestic is
In a relationship.
It's in a relationship
Or family.
or family, and
Got
you know,
it.
and the problem is with that is most of the time that it occurs, to my knowledge, and I'm certainly no expert, is that it happens behind closed doors when there's no other third party present. Certainly, no cameras all around recording the instances, and so it becomes.
I think my problem too, though, and we've talked about this before too, is like I don't want to talk about what happened to me when I pushed Javi on TV. So
She
people will
feels like a
they call me a hypocrite all the time. So it's hard for me to then go tell my story that happened recently when I mushed Javi in 2011.
Which was when you were how old?
I mean, I was 19, but that's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse at all, but as I was saying also, it's that, and I don't mean to make it sound like it wasn't okay then, and
Right,
it's
it's
not
not.
okay now, but you are an adult, you're on TV, you have books, you have podcast audience of hundreds of thousands of people, and you have 3 children. And I think you know more now than in 2011 as far as who's listening, what they need from you, and what your responsibility is. I think you have more knowledge and insight of that in 2019 than you had in 2011. So I don't think you can go backwards by any means.
I think
as
she
a
never
way to
wants
hold
to
into your story,
come off as a hypocrite, like,
Right. And
Right.
especially for something like that.
right? Because she wants to be able to like practice what she's preaching.
Right. And I think people don't understand that when they see Teen Mom on Tuesday nights. They don't understand like what goes into it and what it takes to share a story. And I think that it's hard because we do have to kind of like essentially negotiate with the producers, like what to talk about and when to talk about and how we're going to talk about it.
Well, and you have to, it's not just a negotiation of like, to sound like produced, because it's not produced.
No, but it's like,
how
I don't-
to effectively tell a story.
Right, because I don't want to do a scene on Teen Mom 2 about domestic violence and it's 3 minutes and that's it. That's the end of it and moving on to the next day's drama. Like, that's not really how it goes. Like, right? Like, I am now in counseling once a week. I have to go to court. I have, like, a ton of shit going on. So it would be hard for me to then just talk about it one time and be done.
Right.
Because
you
it
don't-
affects more aspects of my life and stuff
than just
going
like a
on.
one-time conversation.
Right. But I also don't want to make my entire Teen Mom 2 story about domestic violence.
But I don't think it is. I think it's just a part of who you are right now. I think it's a part of like what you're going through right now. And I think that as you get better, then that will kind of like phase out. But it's a part of what you're dealing with, and it's a part that's consuming a lot of your life.
What's your message to the audience who are listening that have had a similar situation, you know, or a situation where
That's
they're
the
in
hardest part.
Right.
Because I don't have the advice. Like, the only thing that I can say really is that when you're in that type of situation, like, you're not going to leave until you're ready to leave, no matter what anyone says to you. You're going to hit a wall at some point, but I mean, at the end of the day, the only thing you can really do is be there for someone who's going through it.
Right.
Like,
That's
I
it.
always tell Kale every time that she shares something with me, I always say, like, I'm not going to try to convince you to do anything. Like, when you're ready, you'll be ready, but like, I'll be support for you, because when you push people to do something that they don't want to do, then you're also risking them rebelling against that,
Or like
and,
losing that friendship or
yeah.
losing any of that stuff.
But do you feel that, like, I mean, you do know, I don't have to ask you, but as far as people who are listening, that, you know, it can save a life ultimately.
This is true. We don't have to get all sad and talk about domestic violence on this podcast.
Okay.
We can talk about happier things now.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
You want to talk about happy things?
Yeah. I want to talk about positive things. I'm joining a cult with Leah. I am...
The memes after this episode.
So, Lindsay, do you ever wonder how some kids can get so many gifts around the holidays, or how everyone randomly goes to Disneyland like 5 times a year?
Yes, I found this new awesome business called Lending Club, which helps you consolidate your debt to pay off credit cards with one fixed monthly payment.
I think Lending Club is really cool, too, because you can just tell them about yourself, how much you want to borrow, pick the terms that are right for you, and if you're approved, your loan is automatically deposited into your bank account in as little as a few days.
I know, it is so cool. Since 2007, Lending Club has helped millions of people regain control of their finances with affordable fixed-rate personal loans, no trips to a bank, and no high-interest credit cards.
Lending Club is the #1 peer-to-peer lending platform with over $35 billion in loan issued, and I highly recommend checking it out.
To check it out, go to lendingclub.com/convos. Check your rate in minutes and borrow up to $40,000. That's lendingclub.com/convos. Again, lendingclub.com/convos. All loans made by WebBank member FDIC equal housing lender.
I want to talk about where we want to see my story go for Teen Mom 2.
Oh, I have a great
How
question.
much more we can get Larry involved on my segments. Can you guys get me like calling Larry for something? Like, you guys don't ever.
You know what? I think you
Larry.
have to move to California.
Why?
Because then I would get the frequent flyer miles.
Okay, I'm down.
He's only worried about the frequent flyer.
Right, because then he gets them for his family. I get it.
So that's the only perk. So
the perk is being a part of my life.
No, that
I have a great question.
Yes, of course. That goes without saying.
Okay, go. Sorry.
The question is how does Teen Mom Production feel about clickbait articles and like seeing all of these things?
How does anybody feel about seeing clickbait? Does anybody enjoy that?
I enjoy the money.
Well, I don't know about that side
and
of it.
that's the tea.
Well, I don't know. How does it? You get into a contract with it? I don't even know how this stuff works. So clickbait is something where you sign a contract and then they get to just pretend they're you?
They don't pretend they're me. They just post articles on my... Hold on, my son's school's calling.
This is the real life.
Yes.
I'm calling this evening to remind all of our families that
Snow day.
as of today, report cards are available online.
Round of applause, everybody. Report cards are online.
Your child's marking period grades.
That's for people... You know why they invented that? For people like me who forged.
You forge?
Your parents' signature. That's what we were talking about on the last... That's why they created systems
Oh,
like that
I made a signature
for
stamp in my
forgers.
house.
You
That's
did?
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
For your kids?
No, but I'm sure
So
they'll
anyway,
find them
what
at some
were we saying?
point.
Right.
What were we saying
talking
about the clickbait? Just like about...
He was saying, do you enter into a contract? They don't pretend that they're me. They just have access to my social media and they're able to post stuff.
All right. I mean, you're a person. I'm surprised that you. Well, I guess you said it's about the money because you're somebody who likes control over your brand and what you put out there. Mm-hmm. So I'm surprised you would get involved into something where some other corporation was able to
I've had my
use
fallouts
your
with them.
thing. All right.
Yeah.
I
I would
definitely-
hate to be a part of that. I would not want to be a part of that. So wait, like how do you feel when there's a storyline coming up on the show and then the media gets a hold of it? Like how does that make y'all feel?
Right, like so because in the beginning I think we were all like we cannot do any type of interviews, like we can't do any of that. So what happens when it's out of our like I'm trying to think of something where like paparazzi might have gotten it or like it leaked before. Truthfully, like my pregnancy with Lux. Mm-hmm. I wasn't ready to announce that. It wasn't made public, but other people made it public. So then it was no longer going to be like a shock factor on Teen Mom 2. So what happens then? Do you guys get like upset? Do you change the storyline? Like how does that work?
No, I mean the storylines are the storylines, and the media. I'm kind of conflicted because I think sometimes it shows like.
The realness?
Well, just that the show is, the
Relevant,
people care.
yeah.
People care. I mean, if people didn't care, why would the
would be
media
writing
report
about
on
you.
it, right? But it does frustrate me when I see when it hurts you guys. Like that's when I get upset. When you call me and you're like, what the fuck? Like, how did this get out? Or or somebody
because one
or somebody
time
else.
when I got
Like
married,
that's where I get upset.
I got married in
We've
2000.
only been married once.
Right. Well, I mean, I got married at Justice of the Peace, and then I got married again. Well, I hadn't told my family that I went to Justice of the Peace because I was only inviting them to my wedding.
Oh.
And MTV did the press release for me without my permission and without me knowing. So I was in New York at a shoot for Teen Mom 2, and it was out in the public. The media had gotten it. So
For
then
the record, I don't really know about this, but
I was like, what the fuck? I didn't tell my family. Now I have to text them instead of telling them at fucking Thanksgiving. I'm serious.
People know more stuff about me than I know about myself. Sometimes I get text messages and I'm like, whoa, when did that happen? Like, that never happened. What are you talking about? Like, I feel like there's a lot of, like, fakeness in the media.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, partial truths to a story, but it's like they've spun it, like, completely to a different direction. So, I don't know.
Do you get that now that you're in the spotlight, Larry?
What, media?
Yeah.
No, because nobody really
Well,
cares
one time they did
me.
an article saying that you were my child's father. And then I made a joke out of it.
Right. It was pretty.
thought
It was pretty hilarious.
I was going to say
it was pretty
funny.
It was pretty funny.
Isn't that
See, that's
that
the part.
happened
What's
to
that?
Kylie Jenner's, like, bodyguard?
Yeah, but that was like
happened to,
way more
The
than
skin
serious.
tones and everything were like the same. Like,
They looked the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was completely hilarious and a joke. and again, and this is one of those things. This is a great example. No, it's a great example because this is one of the things. You weren't hurt by it. I wasn't hurt by it. We laughed at it. Ha ha ha. It was over. But it's the media attention where you guys get hurt or feel hurt by it. That's the part that bothers me.
Got it.
That's so weird. Like, people really care about what we do. And now they care about what Larry does.
Which is nuts.
I think we should all get That's a Larry Question shirts made.
Wait, so can I ask this question? Going forward, now that you're going into a new season, did y'all get picked up yet?
We don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so mystery is... Or what is it called? Like, the verdict is out.
The verdict, yeah, we don't know.
You don't know.
To be decided.
So, like, what could possibly be to come for reunions? Like,
I'm never going to another reunion ever again.
Yeah, you will.
No. I
You
won't.
say that now.
I'll send
could be-
Isaac. He's coming for Dr. Drew's job. So
What's going to happen?
cut him his money.
I think probably
His
for the
check.
next one, I imagine we're going to probably fly you in and out on a helicopter. You know, and maybe that'll be better. We'll land it at the top of Viacom, and you
Roll
just
out a
come
red
down,
carpet.
do your segment, right back up the elevator.
Can we talk
Super easy.
about Kale literally leaving me in New York City, and I thought it was a joke. Like, I literally thought it was a scam. I thought I was being
The
scammed.
whole reunion was a scam because the producers, like, I'm not making this up. We're in a circle like this on stage, and I literally raised my hand. I walked over to them and raised, hey, remember me?
Yeah.
This isn't a good idea.
And then she left me.
Mm-hmm.
She left me.
She left you there.
Yeah.
Because you guys had planned to do a podcast the next day. I think
Yeah.
that's why you were there, right?
Yeah. So then I just got Italian food, and I went to bed, and then I woke up and went to brunch.
So it wasn't a total loss?
I mean, it wasn't a total loss.
It was a
but
waste
I
of her time.
But I was confused.
You
like, I
had-
genuinely was confused for 48
But
hours.
New York Italian food is pretty good.
Have you ever felt, like, so confused
Did you
and
Yeah.
you don't
chicken
know what's
parmesan?
going on? The, what?
Chicken Alfredo.
Did you chicken parmesan?
No.
What'd you have?
I got rigatoni bolognese, if you
Yes,
need to
but
know.
rigatoni bolognese in New York City is better than rigatoni bolognese where you
The
live.
first
yes?
time I
it
ever
is.
met Larry.
I was really excited about it, actually.
Okay.
He
so-
took us on a tour, was 16 and pregnant, through the Empire State Building, and got us pizza.
That's right.
What a
And I
nice
almost
guy.
But
pooped
we
my
used to
pants in the
because
elevator.
you were all what was that last week?
She's always shitting her pants.
I
and
said
like,
I
don't-
almost pooped my pants in the elevator
Oh.
because of the pizza.
Yes,
You
because I
have
used to
IBS.
run back in the very beginning.
Probably.
A lot of them everybody was very young.
Yeah.
They had not come to New York City by themselves all that much.
You were trying to get them cultured.
Well, no, I handled it like a class trip. You know, we all walked.
We
We all
were on a
walked.
field
We all
trip.
walked. We all walked in line.
This was our senior.
We all walked in line. We had chaperones,
Trim.
and we had to make sure everybody was safe all around. And we no talking while we were walking from place to place, that kind of thing.
Oh, my God.
And I was like pushing Isaac through the Empire State Building
Like, what?
and basically shitting my pants. Like, can you get me to the hotel now?
I think that
Everybody
that's
got along then. It was sweet.
something
Yeah.
Kale needs to go to the doctor for is IBS.
Okay.
I really think you should, because we've talked about her shitting her pants like multiple times.
Would they ever film a reunion from one of our hometowns, like we did with Leah back then when she first had Addie?
I think anything is a possibility. We have to talk about it and see creatively what works.
Why do they call it a reunion when...
We want to be
because,
breaking
you know
news,
what?
Larry.
I think that, at least I can't speak for anybody else.
Right, we want to be
God.
If you ask me the question is, what would you like to see, you know, in the near future?
I would like to be a host instead of a cast member.
Well, I would like to see that in your future too.
Okay.
But I would like to see everybody just get along again.
But the safety was compromised.
I know that. But I'd like to, hopefully, as people get older and it gets further removed.
I think with Teen Mom 2 cast, I think that could happen if, like, nobody else was there. Go away.
I can get along with all the original cast members, 100%.
100%. She said she would even get on stage with Jenelle.
I would.
That's progress, Larry.
I would.
I think, okay.
So, like, you're going to fly them
Or
all
I'll
in on
host
helicopters?
Young and Pregnant's reunions. And then I could get excluded from my own.
Yeah. She
That's
really
a
wants to be
compromise.
excluded. But if she was excluded, then she would be also pissed.
Yes, she would not like that.
No.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
Kill. We're calling BS.
Okay.
Because if you were excluded, you would be like, well, why wasn't I there?
I
Why
was
didn't
fine
know?
with it when that was what was told to me for this past reunion was,
Did you
are
feel-
you going to be okay if you are not on stage with the rest of the girls? And I said, I'm okay with that.
I think you got super mad when, like, a clip, like, didn't include enough of
It didn't
your
have me.
family
It didn't
or
have my
something.
kids at all.
Right.
That was a
That's
different
what-
situation.
Okay, got it. Okay.
They did like a whole
That's right.
thing.
We talked about it on the podcast
Yeah.
about how your kids weren't included and you were really upset.
Because they literally weren't on it at all. But like me being on a reunion set is different. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So what would they do? They would just not put any of my season on there either?
I don't know. We're not really talking about that because you'll be at the next reunion. I know you
We're
will.
like playing hypotheticals at this
Yes.
point. Wait, so do we have any more questions?
No.
We don't have any more questions?
Other than, no.
Do you
Was
feel
I an okay guest?
Do you feel bad about leaving me in New York City with being lost for 48 hours?
You weren't
in my
lost.
Mind?
You were
in
not
my
lost.
mind, I was lost.
You could have called Larry.
Larry was busy doing the reunion that you weren't at.
As I was walking up and down the halls, we were like searching for flights for you to get out that night. Mm-hmm. You could have even made it out that night. You chose to stay because you wanted your Italian food.
I wanted my Italian food. At that point, I was like,
Right.
no, I stayed because I had just been on a plane.
You're like, I'm going to make this trip worth for 90 minutes. I've taken that flight often. It's, you know, by the time
You've gone to Atlanta?
I connect through Atlanta all the time.
It's like a Delta
I hate that
hub.
fucking airport.
It takes 90. You know what? If you are a Delta Diamond, your experience
How do you
in
become
Atlanta
Diamond?
is you fly a lot, and
Which is
then
Larry.
your experience in the Atlanta airport changes significantly.
I do have a question since we're talking about the airport. Do you go to the Sky Club?
All the time.
Do you eat off the buffet?
No.
He's a germaphobe.
Why
You
don't
didn't
you eat
know
off the
that?
buffet?
We didn't talk about the bee suit.
If you spend 10 or 15 minutes in line or watch the buffet before you actually go over there and take it,
You'll
you
never
would
eat
know
one
why
again.
I go. Sometimes
I don't eat off buffets either.
I would eat. No, I would eat there if they bring like a fresh plate of food out, and
I
I'm
was the first person.
Yeah, then
I would
I'll
do
go
that too.
We did not talk about the bee suit.
What's a bee suit?
Oh,
We went to Puerto Rico right before I got pregnant with Lux, and I knew Larry was coming on this trip because the frequent flyer miles. He's a germaphobe.
Like me? Like as bad as me?
Worse.
Oh,
Like
God.
on steroids. Shows up to Puerto Rico at the pool in an entire bee suit.
Why?
well, that
Why were you
particular
in a bee
incident
suit?
is not a germ situation.
That
That
was-
is because I'm afraid of bees and afraid of
What was that?
those mosquitoes that have
What was that
Oh,
one
yeah.
that made the babies?
What's the mosquito disease?
What was the mosquito?
Zika.
Zika. He wore the mask, the
Shut up.
headgear. He only could see out of like right here. I swear to God, in Puerto Rico in the heat.
Larry, did you do this because
We need to bring up
you
some
were
images of that.
scared, or were you doing this because you were being funny, or were you doing this?
He puts the
No.
remote
I don't
in
know.
the hotel room in a bag.
I am scared. I am scared of bees. Legitimately scared
Like,
of
are you
bees.
allergic?
No,
he doesn't
I'm
know
scared.
because he's never been near one.
Yeah, I've never been stung. I'm scared of the idea of a bug
Getting
landing
stung.
and getting stung. Yeah, and having a stinger stuck in me. That's a terrible idea. And on top of that, there's this mosquito virus going on that everyone is going to like have like it's going to like shrink heads and change your I don't know,
That's
kill
for
you.
unborn babies.
I know, but still, if it could just affect an unborn baby that way, then who knows how it's going to affect an adult in 10 or 15 years. So I don't want to test that. But then I felt bad because it was really hot, and there was a pregnant woman at the pool, and she looked mortified that she was walking around, and I was in a bee suit. So then I started feeling bad for myself and really like uncomfortable. So I took off the bee suit.
So
ultimately.
wait, did you wear the bee suit because you thought that bees wouldn't come near you if you were wearing it?
No, there was a travel thing.
You wear a
with
bee
the
suit so that if the bee does come near you, it will not sting you like the beekeepers.
Like it won't penetrate through the thing.
Right.
Oh my God. Wait, so do you travel with Ziploc bags?
Tons of Ziploc bags.
Like you travel with it in your suitcase?
To put the remote in.
No, the remote is either this has gotten taken. This has gotten completely out of it. Either you wipe down if you don't have a wipe.
Yeah.
Then another trick you
Clorox.
can do is you can take the bag if you're not going to get ice in your ice bucket, or even if you are, just ask for another bag. You take the plastic bag, you put the remote.
Stealing all your ideas.
Put the remote in the bag.
Yeah, that's a perfect idea because you could never know what could be on that.
Well,
The remote is the dirtiest. I think the remote is
phone.
the dirtiest. I think the remote is dirtier than the phone.
You don't know. Like, think about
It could be-
when you would touch the remote.
Did you see some of those
used-
movies you could buy in the hotel room?
I used the phone this morning and was this close to my face, and I wanted to vomit
No.
because it was so dirty and so filthy. Like I truly was like, I'm having a Larry moment.
First of all, if you're in a hotel, you should. Do they have speakerphone? You should not be picking up the phone. You
It
should
was
just
like
press
5 a.m.
Speakerphone.
I don't.
Speakerphone.
This was when she was freaking searching for her breakfast and then bugging me.
I know.
And
The end of the world. They started breakfast at 7:30 in the morning in
know.
San Diego, California.
Listen, I wear slippers in hotels. Like, I travel with them because I'm afraid for my feet to touch the carpet.
Yeah.
Do you know how nasty the carpet is in hotel rooms?
Yeah, you're supposed to keep everything off the floor. You're not supposed to put your suitcase on the floor.
I don't. Mine's on my couch.
You should either on the couch or
Someone
you're
told me
supposed
to put them in the
you put on those
suitcase.
luggage racks.
Put the suitcase in the bathtub.
For
Yes,
what?
that's true.
Wait, what?
Our
Tell me this.
exterminator told us to do that. You're
Put
right.
the suitcase in the bathtub.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Bed
Go-
bugs can't climb on the bath.
Go check under the bed for bed bugs
Yep.
before you take the suitcase out of the bathtub and make sure everything's good.
You should check
Did
the
you don't
corners
know-
of the beds. That's
You
the
didn't
best
tell.
place. Yeah.
We didn't tell Larry what happened with the cockroach in my hotel room.
Oh, go ahead.
I had nightmares before I went to bed. Like before I went to bed, I was imagining all the cockroaches. So we were in Atlanta. Were you in Atlanta?
Yep, recording podcast.
Recording the podcast, and there was mice in the wall or bats or something, and they were like,
She
I heard them.
claims.
No, they're 100%. Like when there's something in the wall, like squeaking and running around.
Sure, that wasn't the room next door, just banging
That's
against
what
the
I
wall.
said. Like,
No.
could be.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So I'm telling Lindsay the next day on the podcast like what was happening, and are you supposed to be somewhere?
No, I was just looking at my watch.
Oh,
Sorry.
she tells me. She tells me
I'm on a press tour. My manager is about to yank me out of here. I have to get to my next interview.
She tells me she didn't want to tell me that while we were doing our like an ad for Instagram that she was putting my outfits together and a cockroach ran across my bed
But I didn't tell her.
because she knew I would freak out. But then I freaked out because I slept in a room with cockroaches.
Yes.
And when I laid down last night in this hotel, which is completely different, I couldn't close my eyes because I was afraid that there was going to be cockroaches that run across me.
Yeah.
So, you know what I think about at hotels? I always think that somebody's going to murder me. Do you ever think of that?
No.
Like, I always think that if I don't close the deadbolt, that, like, it's going to, like, somebody's going to come in and use, like, a master key.
No, I'm
and, like,
scared of
murder
that
me.
at my house.
I watch too much Lifetime.
Excuse me for that
Really,
old
Larry?
cough. I'm sorry, but Cal
Are
just...
you... Yeah.
No, it was like...
Cal
it
took you out.
It took a second to... Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Well, I'm
better
not
now.
afraid of that at my house. Well,
You're scared of it at hotels.
I'm scared of it
I
at
feel
hotels.
safer in hotels.
no, because there's somebody that's got a master key, so how do we know that they're not murderers?
I actually just read a book about that.
You
It's
did?
called... I'll get back to you on that. I just read it. It was so good. It was
But it
so
was,
good.
It was about, like, people using master keys?
No, they didn't use a master key. Yeah, actually they did.
Yeah,
They did.
see? It's a real thing.
But they didn't. The murderer didn't use a master key.
How did they get in?
The master key holder caught the murderer that way.
So you want me to tell you what I do?
What?
I find a chair in my room.
And you put it under the door.
Yeah. Because I'm afraid someone's going to come in.
I think if you both work with Leah's friend, you both
How
will,
was
you both will
so
be calm
we did
after
not
that.
touch on the fact that Larry got a tarot card reading before we started this interview. How did you feel about that?
It wasn't a technical tarot card. I think it was called
Angel
an
card.
angel card. I pulled. It said wisdom.
And what did that mean to you? Did you feel touched
Was
by
it special to you?
It did. It just
very special to me.
it reaffirmed the fact that
You're wise.
I'm smart.
You are smart.
Do you
Larry
feel like
went
you're
to
smart?
law school.
That doesn't make me smart.
Do you feel like you're smart?
It does make people
No,
smart.
I
People-
think that my just like no, I think like I like to think that I think kind of logically, and
I think I would be a good lawyer.
I think I would make a good lawyer.
you guys should both just
Go to law
go
school.
to law school and go into practice together.
Yeah, we should.
That would be
No, I would literally.
Chrisley Campbell Lowry and Associates.
No,
Lowry.
I want to be Kale Lowry Esquire,
Well, you'll be an Esquire.
but I want the ESQ.
I know, but I'm talking about firm name. Like
Campbell.
Chrisley
Chrisley?
Campbell Lowry and Associates. Lowry.
What is the associate?
In case
those
we have
are the
other people.
those are
In case we
the
have
other
other
laws
people.
the other not interns but you know the lawyers that you bring on that are not the owners of the
Well,
practice.
this is what we'll do. Whoever gets a better score on the LSAT, their name gets
Goes
to come
first.
first.
Oh, that's a bet.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
And you probably will do better than me.
Well, I've been studying.
I'm just a natural attorney.
What is the difference between a lawyer and an attorney?
Oh, good question.
Because Larry,
I believe that that's a lawyer and attorney are the same thing.
Then
If
why'd
they're
they have
not,
two
then I have no
names?
idea. Because I don't know. Why
I
did
thought
doctor
one
and
went-
physician have two names?
one went to trial and one doesn't.
No.
I want to do that. I want to go on like a murder trial.
Go on jury duty. Can you request jury
No,
duty?
are you nuts? No, I'm not even. No, I'm not going on jury duty. Actually, I will if I get summoned. But
You
like,
can get out of
you don't
it.
volunteer.
I
Like,
want
you
to go
don't-
on jury duty, but I never get picked.
You never have gotten picked.
No.
I got picked every year in college.
Someone's going to be listening to this podcast, and,
And-
you'll
and
get
she's
your
gonna
jury
get
summons.
picked. Yeah.
I want to get picked for a good case, though.
No, but I want to be an attorney on a murder case.
my attorney now that I use,
Yeah.
he was beside himself because his paralegal got picked for jury duty for a murder case that was over 2 weeks long, and he's like couldn't figure his life out, and it was so funny.
Oh my God! You didn't want to talk about sad shit on this. Now you're putting everybody to sleep.
Wait, can you?
Sorry, guys.
Wait, did you practice law before?
No.
You didn't?
No, I didn't practice.
So
I
what
went
were
to
you
school.
doing in law school?
I
I'm sorry, Larry. I just need to know the answer.
I was interning at CBS Television, and
So did your ultimate goal was to produce TV?
it was
Always?
it was to work in the television business. Yeah,
And to do the legal side?
yeah, the business side of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, Larry, this has been fun. Do you have any questions for us? Do you have any questions for Kale?
I feel like I've asked a ton of questions. I always felt like I was interviewing her at some.
Well,
some
we
of
should
these
have
points.
a podcast together. We should make this like a weekly thing, or I mean, a monthly thing.
Yeah. But Larry, you're going to have to come with some juice because we need...
Give us the inside scoop.
We like to be breaking news.
I wish that you guys
for
would
the next
break-
time I would come with a little bit more preparation on topics, but you didn't tell me.
We
what to
should
do. Like you didn't give me a call
be
time.
responsible for.
We thought we would return the favor.
We were going to do the same thing that Teen Mom 2 does to us. No schedule, no planning, a 30-minute break.
On the fly.
Yeah.
Did it feel good?
Huh?
Did it feel good
It-
to be on the fly?
No, it's
We wanna
it's
do the
very.
breaking
I
news
didn't.
for, like,
I didn't.
Teen
Mom. Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this. I didn't send an email
Yeah,
saying pick me.
Before we go, we want to do the breaking news for not just Teen Mom, but like for like MTV.
Well, that would
How
be a
do we do
conversation
that?
to have with MTV.
Great.
And you.
I mean, I'd love to be on the phone and be part of it, but I'll probably be the quieter one on that
Now
call.
everybody knows our goals.
Right. 2020 is coming.
2020, it's coming, you guys.
Okay.
All right, guys, that's all we have time for today. If you have not followed us on @Coffee's Combos Podcast on Instagram, make sure you follow us over there and search the Purple Podcast app on your iPhone. Type in Coffee Combos, click subscribe, click the 5th star, and leave us a written review. We hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
This podcast
podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.